Miss Smith steps forward, confident, perhaps too confident, and says she's here to raise child support. Her tone carries the fatigue of years spent waiting for fairness. She tells the court, he's hiding income, he's making more than he says. And then, the twist. She reveals something no one expected. He's been making adult films, in our bed, with other women. The courtroom stiffens. Even the judge pauses. In that moment, embarrassment and accusation share the same breath. Crockett's voice cuts in. Now see, this is where reality and responsibility collide. You can't demand respect when you've been living in denial. And you can't claim shock when your boundaries were never clear. Miss Smith insists he's being paid for those films, that there's money he's hiding. But when pressed, she admits she has no proof. And the judge, calm but firm, replies, "Without documentation, I can't rule on speculation." The man, the father, speaks with careful restraint. He's a mechanic, he says. He earns between $85,000 and $90,000 a year. He denies being paid for the videos. And both of them are performing. One for the court, the other for validation. But the real performance started years ago, when they confused familiarity with partnership. The hearing shifts. The judge asks Miss Smith what she does for work. Her answer lands like a stone. "I don't work. I take care of our son. We live with my mother." The judge asks again, carefully. "You could work, right?" Brief. She replies, "I could, but I won't." Everything's free. A long silence follows. Judge steps in with her signature fire. "Let's talk about this. Because this right here is bigger than one case. It's the conversation we don't want to have. About comfort, about pride, and about choosing dependence when independence is possible. I've seen too many women, bright, capable, resilient, shrink themselves into survival mode because it's easier than rebuilding. But that ease comes with a cost. It's the cost of control, the cost of voice." The judge's tone shifts from neutral to firm. "You can work. You should work." She doesn't scold. She simply holds a mirror. Because every courtroom like this, every Smith case, reveals not just financial imbalance, but emotional inertia. Judge narrates. He makes excuses for deceit. She makes excuses for inaction. And both of them forget. Their son is watching. He's learning what accountability looks like, or doesn't. The courtroom math begins. The judge recalculates his income. Around $90,000 a year. With insurance, taxes, and adjustments, she sets child support at $1,093 a month. It's fair, it's legal, but it's not enough for either heart in the room. Miss Smith argues that he's hiding more. He shakes his head, frustrated, maybe ashamed. But numbers don't tell the whole story. Ego does. Judge breaks it down. When people come to court, they think they're fighting over money. But 90% of the time, they're fighting over power. Who left first? Who's winning now? Who gets to say, "You need me"? The judge keeps the hearing grounded in law, not emotion. Yet emotion leached through every line. The bitterness of lost years, the sting of betrayal, the quiet humiliation of public airing. Judge reflects softly. This isn't just a court order. It's a post-mortem. It's two people dissecting what's left of a relationship they both outgrew. Subloquote. Miss Smith finally says she'll look for a job, but then pivots to a crude metaphor. comparing her ex to a vibrator with dead batteries. The judge ends the hearing immediately. No anger, no judgment, just professional silence. And there it is, the deflection. The moment pain turns into performance. Bridge. When we can't face the truth, we turn it into a punchline. A bridge, H3. The judge closes the case with clarity. His income increased. The law demands modification. He'll pay more. That's justice in numbers, not in emotion. Then, in the post-court analysis, the narrator explains. Under Texas law, a substantial change in income is grounds for support adjustment. The system works, at least on paper. But judge reflection digs deeper. What this case shows us is that justice doesn't fix dysfunction. You can raise the payment, but you can't raise maturity. You can order support, but you can't order respect. Block quote. Block quote. And for every Miss Smith, there's a Mr. Smith, both trapped in cycles they built together. One clings to excuses, the other hides behind pride. And in between them stands a child, learning what love looks like when it's tired. The block quote, H3. The courtroom empties, the noise fades, but the echo of their words remains. Judge delivers her final commentary, calm, measured, powerful. Block quote, P. This case wasn't just about a paycheck. It was about self-worth. About how two people can lose sight of the child at the center of their chaos. And about how easy it is to confuse comfort with care. Judge reminded them, and all of us, that accountability isn't punishment. It's an invitation to grow up, to face what we've avoided, to rebuild what we broke, not for revenge, but for renewal. The narrator closes. In the end, justice was served, but healing was not. And that's the truth behind so many courtrooms across America. This is the Smith case. Lies, love, and the price of truth. Narrated through the lens of Judge Vonda, where law meets humanity, and every verdict echoes far beyond the gavel.